That being said, let's get into the 6 times they will show you their true colors. Number one, when you say no to a request that they are used to you saying yes to. Now, this one right here is not only an indicator of somebody showing their true colors, but also their level of maturity. If somebody's not able to receive a no from you gracefully, then that individual only wanted something from you, right? And so when you show up as somebody who can no longer do something or no longer wants to do something, you have every right in the world to or not to do anything that you want to with your own time, energy, and attention. And some people cannot understand this. They're so used to you showing up in a certain way, so used to you doing things for them that the moment you finally say no, the moment you finally set up some sort of boundaries for yourself, now it's a problem. And so this is going to be a direct indicator of who a person truly is. If you could say no to somebody and they say no problem, they're not tripping off of it, that tends to be the type of individual that you want to keep around you. It tends to be the type of individual who is not just seeing you as a resource or a utility, but instead sees you as a, God forbid, a human being with your own autonomy and decision making, free will, whatever. Number two, when you disagree with their opinion, this one is vital. When you have this sort of individual who simply cannot take those who disagree with them, again, it's a sign of emotional immaturity. And I've done an entire video on how to tell if somebody is emotionally immature. So make sure to check that video out. I probably have done it twice by this point, right? When an individual does not know how to have those around them or feel not even comfortable, that's not the word I'm looking for. If you are unable to receive others' differing opinions, it doesn't mean you change your opinion. It doesn't mean you have to be any way different. It doesn't mean that you have to accept what they're saying, but you have this need for everybody to agree with you. This means that your ego is in control. And so if you find that an individual, bursts out or starts to come apart at the seams as soon as you have a different opinion from them, it might be a political view, right? And I've had this within my own family dynamics. It might be a religious view. When you have something within you that is a core belief that somebody else can simply not accept, or sometimes it's even the smallest things, right? You may think that, J. Cole's better than Kendrick, and this person comes apart. They can't handle it. They show you their true colors. They show you the insanity that is underlaying whatever facade they've been showing you thus far. Number three, when they see you as having nothing to offer them. Now, this one is tied to the first one, but it differs in this way. This one you can also see in how they treat other people who quote unquote have nothing to offer. So I usually like to see how somebody treats those who are, let's say, in service type of jobs or industries, or not even service. Maybe somebody who's, mopping the floors in that building, or somebody who's walking down the street, doesn't have on some type of Versace, Gucci, Fendi, somebody who looks like a regular Joe Blow. How do they treat those who seem as if they have no advancement for them or nothing to give them for their own attainment? How do they treat them? How do they treat the waiter or the waitress at the restaurant? How do they look and perceive that person? How do they treat them when there's nothing there for them to benefit? Now, even a waiter or waitress, that might be a little different because they're controlling your food. So some people may become hip to that and start to fake it to those type of individuals. But if you have somebody mopping the floors around, or even somebody who's panhandling, begging for money, when you see how they treat that individual, or you see how they treat you when you have quote unquote nothing to offer, right? Maybe right now you're down bad. Maybe right now you're broke, right? You ain't got the car you used to have. You ain't at the big crib or whatever it is. You're down low. You're grinding. You're doing your thing. You're getting it in. You're getting yourself to a space where you can finally live the life of your dreams. But right now, you like Elon Musk, 15, 10 years back, sleeping on the couch in his homie's house while he's getting this thing together. How are they going to treat you when you're sleeping on the couch in your homie's house? Not how are they going to treat you when you run Tesla and you run SpaceX and now you own X and all kinds of things, right? Not at that point. They will show you their true colors when you no longer have anything to offer them. Number four, when you let go of a toxic habit that both of you used to share. This one right here is a hidden secret, right? This one right here is one of those which most of us would overlook, would not even think would be relevant. But I've gotten to see it because I came from an addiction, right? I came from running the streets to being the complete opposite. And I started to see the way in which the people treated me when I was first, an addict and I was first a dope boy, as opposed to when I got out of that lifestyle. And it was night and day difference. all of a sudden I was seen as kind of a threat to their identity. That's what's going on below the surface, right? But if we just look at it surface level, we see people start to change up and switch up or say, I changed, I switched up. And they want to drag me back into that lifestyle. That's that crabs in a barrel mentality. I've seen this happen a lot when somebody is, on their fitness journey, when they're finally making the decision to, God forbid, do something for their own health, for their own well-being, when they finally start to drop the weight, right? They no longer want to be obese and affecting their health in such a negative way. And so they may be the only friend who starts to change their body composition within that friend group. And they start to see those around them persecute them. They start to see the true colors of these individuals show up, pretty much anytime they show their face, anytime their presence is felt, anytime that they have this drastic shift or change that is happening within their body, and of course, as a result, within their life. This is nothing more than projected insecurity, and it will show every time you drop a toxic habit you used to share with other individuals. They will show you how they truly see you. And if they support you, then you have the rarest sort of friend who can still be caught up in the mess and the stress and the de-stress and support you in your progress. Can I get an amen for the ones in the back of the back of the back? Number 5, when you no longer give into their drama, gossip, and complaining. Now, this is one that my girl brought up recently when she was at the job. And, somebody came up to her with the victim story and the victim narrative of what's going on with her, this, that, and the third. And she told homegirl straight up and said, why don't you try being more positive about it and try speaking life into yourself, basically, right? She was trying to drop, really, there's $1 billion worth of game that she was trying to drop on this woman. And finally, all of a sudden, this woman no longer had a back pain. Now she was up straight, and how dare you? I can't believe, all these people telling me what to, like people will start to show themselves when you don't feed into that aspect, when you no longer feed into the drama, when you no longer feed into complaining, when you no longer feed into the gossip. People will show you who they are. They will show you. When you say, I don't want to talk about other people. Well, you just don't want to listen. You insensitive. Well, you just did it, whatever it may be, right? It's going to show up in a multitude of different ways. For me, it was oftentimes, well, you just don't care about me. You're insensitive. When I no longer wanted to gossip about the people in their lives, or when I no longer wanted to complain, I'm not understanding anymore. You just don't understand me. That's the thing. You're just unrelatable. All types of things have been used. When really you're trying to speak life into somebody, or you want to push the conversation in a trajectory that is more positive, more enlightening, that is actually going to be beneficial for them, they want to bring it right back into a place of complaining. And I've seen this even with clients that I've had in my consultations, right? People who want to stay in that victim mentality, and they will drag you and drag you and drag you. And first you think, oh, we're really getting somewhere. And then when you finally stop that victim narrative, the fangs come out. Fangs come out at night. What? Number 6. When you begin to shine brighter than them. This one is vital. I need to put the phone all the way down for this one. When you finally begin to shine, when you finally begin to show your own true color, which is brightness, right? Which is stardom. When you finally start to live in your power, you start to walk within your truth. You start to show the most authentic version of you. It's going to trigger a lot of people. Most specifically, those who have had an agenda, and whose agenda has been for you to keep them comfortable, for you to keep them company, and for them to feel a sense of superiority within their own life. So they use you and the people around them in order to kind of keep that order, right? And as soon as you start to shine bright, especially brighter than them, now you seem like a threat to them because you're going to extract attention from your environment, the attention that they've been seeking. Because that's all this person wants. When it's all said and done, all they really want is attention. All they really want is acceptance. All they really want is validation. And so when you start to shine, when you start to truly live within your personal power, those things are going to be threatened inherently, not because you care to. When you start to shine, when you start to really live your truth, you don't care whether or not people see you because you see you. You don't care whether or not people are showing you affection because you are showing you affection and the positive attention you so desire. And all of a sudden, the person who was a quote unquote true friend will start to show who they actually are. They can no longer hold the disguise together when they see that you are a threat to the things that they are using the facade for, right? So I want to run through this one more time. Before I do, I'm going to do a quick plug of my first published book, Doing Me Guilt-Free, breaking free from people pleasing and unleashing your true personal power. Don't get yourself to a place where you don't need people's external validation, when you don't need other people's approval and acceptance. You are walking in freedom and in true personal power. And the reason why somebody ends up in this space, ends up on the other side of this essentially, is because they're still seeking external validation. They're still seeking for the world to see them as somebody. So I'm gonna run through this list one more again, and then we're out, Steve. Number one, when you say no to the request, when you usually say yes, they will show their true colors. Number two, when you disagree with their opinion, they will show their true colors. Number three, when they see you as having nothing to offer them, when they see somebody else as having nothing to offer them, they will show those true colors. Number four, when you let go of a toxic habit that both of you used to share, they're going to show you true colors. Number five, when you no longer give into their drama, gossip, and complaining, oh Lordy Lord, when they show their true colors. 10 times out of 11, 11 times out of 10, 11 times out of 10, they're going to show their true colors. When you stop feeding into that drama, the gossip, and the complaining, oh, they're going to show you what they really feel. Number six, when you begin to shine a little too bright for their comfort, they're going to show it all. They're going to show their whole backside. As soon as you start to glow, my friend, they're going to show you who they are. So that being said, make sure to get yourself a copy of Doing Me Guilt-Free right there. Boom. That's going to show their true colors. You're going to send them one of those this holiday season, their birthday. That's going to show their true colors for sure. For sure. Stop living in that victim mentality. For sure. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. But yeah, make sure to get yourself a copy by clicking the link in the description. That part. That whole entire part. Till the next time, appreciate you guys for tuning in. Namaste. Namaskar.